So.
War of 1914-1918.
Das habe ich noch nicht gesehen.
By the King's order, the name of Corporal A.B. Cust, Devonshire Regiment, was published on the London Gazette on May the 10th, 1918, as mentioned in a dispatch for gallant and distinguished service. An army dispatch, wounded on the Somme front, victim of a gas attack. Corporal Cust greatly deserves his distinction.
Ja, und jetzt kann ich gehen.
It is now the right time.
Fuck. Kriegt auch immer noch das Messer. Hier steht 1 von 2. Das hat sich verpackt, oder was?
Stockings.
Das habe ich noch nicht gesehen, das Bild. Ich würde halt auch mal in den Mantel da gucken, ne?
It's an
ABC. Fuck. Komm ich nicht weg.
This dark stain. It could be blood, but goodness knows how long it has been there. No use continuing the inspection of this room. I've seen all there is to see.
Okay, das ja. Ist tatsächlich nicht aufgefallen. Oh.
Goodbye, Mrs. Marbury. Thank you for your help.
Bye.
Thank you.
Ah, Chief Inspector. I was about to leave.
Good evening, Chief Inspector. Welcome. Please excuse me, I must go to the kitchen. I'll leave the key of Mr. Cust on the counter.
I'm sorry I'm late. I've spent ages with the Doncaster police. And you?
I have established one fact. On 3 occasions, Cust was at the scene on the day of the crimes.
Ja.
I had best talk to Jap.
Sprich halt mit ihm.
I've listened closely to what you have to say, Poirot. For me, there's no doubt Cust is guilty. Do you have any element that might prove the contrary?
That is what we're going to look for. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Du hast die Möglichkeit, die 3 Opfer zu ermorden. Vom Wechsel. Cust war ein Churchill. Gibt es Gemeinsamkeiten zwischen Cust und dem Mörder? Ja. Deutlich. Ist Custs Verhalten verdächtig? Blut beschmutzt. Er hat gelogen, was das Reiseziel angeht, und er bewartet Zeitungen über die Morde auf. Schuldig.
The evidence against Cust is overwhelming. His presence at the scenes, the knife, the blood-stained shirt, the ABCs in a box.
C'est vrai. However, the blood Mrs. Marbury saw on Cust's shirt may have been his own. According to his medical records, he suffers from hemoptysis. The murderer cut Sir Carmichael's throat from behind, and the blood spurted outwards. You would expect the murderer's shirt to be stained on the sleeves, not on the buttonholes. Yet we see quite the opposite. You would expect the murderer to keep the newspaper articles about his crimes. But Cust's collection starts in Cheston, as if it discovered the case rather late.
I agree it's troubling, but it doesn't change my mind. There's small details that we should be able to clear up by questioning Cust.
When can we talk to him?
Doncaster is sending him to us on the first train.
Are they questioning him already?
He says he can't remember a thing.
It's plausible. Doctors say he suffers from absences and amnesia. Mrs. Marbury has confirmed this.
He may have done the murders in an altered state.
A familiar situation.
It's not enough to clear his name. Dr. Thompson insisted that even if you don't know what you're doing, you never commit a murder without wanting to.
Très intéressant. I shall remember that.
Right. I'll go and examine the suspect's room.
Chief Inspector, I took the liberty of removing a few clues to examinatum.
All right, we'll discuss them tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to see if you've missed something.
Ja, das könnte natürlich auch der gewesen sein, der da im Zimmer war. Wie hieß er nochmal? Hallo, gute Frau. Auf nach Scotland Yard.
To Scotland Yard, please. This man is not in good shape.
Da.
He is worried and very tired, and other police have been hard on him.
What do you want from me?
Good day, ABC. Do you know who I am?
Someone who's got it in for me.
I am Hercule Poirot, and I want nothing other than the truth.
Ah, you're the detective.
Why did you send me a letter before each crime?
Why all these questions? When are you going to stop pestering me?
Take this. It will help you.
Thank you.
So, Ruhe jetzt.
Oh, good God, my shirt is covered in blood again.
Bon. I now know where the bloodstains Mrs. Marbury saw came from. Are you well enough to speak?
Yes, I feel much better.
Why did you send me a letter before each crime?
Why all these questions? When are you going to stop pestering me?
Maybe you forgot that you wrote these letters.
Yes, it's true. Sometimes I forget. Maybe I did type them.
I do not believe that you are capable of murder, Mr. Cust.
I hope not.
Ihn dazu bringen, über die Armee zu sprechen.
You enjoyed the war, Cust. Admit it.
I didn't want to be discharged.
Wo ist denn Dr. Clark? Warum soll er den Doktor umbringen?
Of course, you never considered killing a doctor who took such good care of you.
No. No, never.
Frage, ob er zugibt, in die 3 Städte gereist zu sagen, dass es Zeugen gibt, die...
Do you deny being at the scene of the crimes?
So? There was no harm in being there. It was only for my work.
You were seen at all the crime scenes.
Yes, I was. I travel a lot. But not for pleasure. I am terribly unwell in trains. But I had to respect my engagements. My employer gave me very precise written instructions about the towns I had to visit.
Let's see. The company you claim to work for, Silky Legs, has never heard of you. And as for these letters they sent you, they were written on your own typewriter.
The company sent me the typewriter when I started working for them.
Yes, but the letters were received afterwards.
Es sieht so aus, als hätten sie sich getippt, bevor sie sich selbst zugeschickt haben.
So it would appear that you typed them before sending them to yourself.
I don't remember. Good God! I don't know what's happening to me. My head hurts terribly.
Okay, dann auf geht's hier.
Take this. It will help you.
Kotischer Beichtstuhl.
Oh, I think I'll be fine.
Let us see, Cust. Look at me. You know very well that you committed these murders?
Yes, I know.
But I'm not wrong in saying that you do not know why you committed them.
No, I don't.
Let us leave Cust alone. He's at the end of his tether.
Jetzt ist er doch der Mörder.
And what conclusions have you drawn?
Plenty. It might help us to understand him a little better. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Was weiß man über Kass Gesundheit? Er hatte keinen Grund, sich hat eine Gedächtnisschwäche. Er hat Halsbeschwerden. Leidet an Bluthusten. Sie ist schwach. Kast Schuld. Die nicht mit Kast Schuld sind. Sagt, dass er die Briefe nicht geschrieben hat. So ein Dreck. Fangen wir ganz links an. Er sagt, er hat die Briefe nicht geschrieben. So, dann als nächstes sie. Ich weiß jetzt. Ja. Hä? Das ist noch mehr Indizien. Er sagt, dass die Briefe nicht geschrieben hat. Aber mit... Nee. Also... Das kann halt alles sein. Das... Hä? Kann sich seiner Schuld nicht sicher sein. Kann man irgendwie, dass Kast schuldig ist? Nein.
I don't see any clearer than before. This is worse.
There is one point to highlight. C'est curieux. Cust admits that he killed, but he does not know why. What did Dr. Thompson say? Even if Cust killed while in an altered state, it still must have been his deepest desire. He must have had a motive.
Let's keep it simple. Never mind his motive. He confessed.
But you see, he can confess to anything and everything. He denied the murders and then he confessed to them. He confirmed that he never typed the letters. Then, with great ease, I managed to get him say quite the opposite.
Come on, he behaved like a guilty man. He lied to his landlady.
Because deep down he believes himself guilty. From the papers, he noticed that he had always been at the scene of the crimes. He must think that he killed and then simply forgot what he had done.
How can you be so sure?
Let us look at his psychological profile. You will understand my point of view. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
So viele Schlussfolgerungen. Das Cover brillant. Ohne Charme. Mag Züge, mag überhaupt keine Züge. Alle Aussagen sind anders. Großzügig. Sparsam.
You see? Cust's character is quite the opposite of the murderer's.
But if he's a madman, can we really talk about his character?
You know very well that our murderer does not behave like a psychopath. Apart from the signature, there is no ritual or repetition in the choice of victims.
Very well, you're right as always. So we have no confession, no culprit, no suspects, nothing. And all that after 2 months of inquiry? What should I do?
Have faith. Just give me 24 hours.
neues Ziel nach Hause fahren. Wusch, wusch.
To Whitehaven, please.
Cust's arrest is a great success for you, Poirot. It's all clear now, except maybe one or two details.
Details. Ah, mon ami. The devil is in the detail, as we say.
Excuse me?
Patience, Hastings. Everything will be clear once our guests arrive. Best be prepared. Slip a revolver into your pocket before they do.
A revolver? But Poirot, what are you afraid of?
Trust me. It is important you carry a weapon for this meeting. I will lend you mine.
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play your role. Wait one moment, I will bring you my weapon.
Die Frage ist, wo ist die Waffe? Guck mal, wir haben erstmal wieder Zeitung. Haben wir die Waffe wahrscheinlich am Schreibtisch, ne?
Daily Flicker, September 11th, 1935. ABC affair. The latest victim in a narrow escape. The ABC murderer arrested in Doncaster in tragic circumstances. His name is A.B. Cust. He struck in Andover, strangled in Bexhill, stabbed in Churston, and in Doncaster he attempted to kill without any weapon other than the terror he inspires. His latest victim would have been Dick D. Dunbar. Mr. Dunbar, a hotel owner, collapsed when he found out suddenly that the killer was staying at his establishment. The police surrounded the hotel and arrested the murderer. Thanks to the quick intervention of the ambulance team, Mr. Dunbar is currently in hospital recovering from a cardiac arrest. The Lancet, September 11th, 1935. General Medical Journal. The alphabet murderer is not psychotic, according to Professor Thompson. In an early issue, we claimed that the alphabet murderer was not psychotic. Our assertion has just been confirmed by Professor Thompson, a Scotland Yard expert, who has spoken to the prisoner at great length. Not all obsessional killers are psychotic, he explained. It is true that Cust has a disturbed personality and memory disorders. But his amnesia, whether real or pretended, does not alter the fact that he was perfectly lucid at the time of his acts. Therefore, he will not escape punishment.
Hier? Nö. Warte, hier hinten, da. Sind
The white ammunition are blank cartridges. The others are real bullets. The revolver is loaded with blanks. I still have time to choose real bullets.
Nö.
The revolver is loaded with real bullets. I still have time to choose blanks. The revolver is loaded with blanks.
Wir wollen hier kein Blut vergießen in meiner schönen Wohnung.
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be... Voila, I entrust you with my weapon. It has hardly been used. It is almost new. Chief Inspector, is that you?
Yes. Sorry, but we haven't found anything.
Have you checked the typewriter?
And the packaging, the letter, and the ribbon reel. We've only found prints left by Cust and his landlady.
Well, never mind, I shall make do.
So, are you still going to hold your meeting?
Of course, Chief Inspector. I can hear my guest coming up the stairs.
Why have you brought us here, Mr. Poirot?
Since Cust's arrest, I thought it was all done and dusted. Miss Gray formally identified him, as well as Miss Barnard.
Yes, and the stockings he saw drove the same brand as the ones found at my aunt's.
This is all true. However, a case is not closed if some questions remain open. And one question is, why did the murderer send me his letters? Why did he challenge me, Hercule Poirot?
Perhaps he wanted to play with you, to taunt you.
Xenophobia? Maybe he didn't like you because you're foreign.
I may be wrong, but maybe by provoking you, he was looking for glory?
All these theories should be studied. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Warum hat er sich eine Adresse geirrt? Die Leiche war noch warm. Fuck. Oh nee. Hat er sich in der Adresse geirrt? Das ist ja kein Warum. Leiche war noch warm. Scheiße. Hat er seinen Brief an Herr jetzt hier irgendeinen einsetzen? Nee. Ich sagen wegen Ruhm, ne? Nicht?
Is everything clear now?
You might like to explain your reasoning again.
Of course. First of all, remember that the murderer made it a rule to always post his letter before the murder. He never digressed from that rule. However, in Churston, he encountered a problem. The village has only 500 inhabitants. With advance warning, it would be easy to arrest him. Therefore, the murderer delayed his letters deliberately with the wrong address. The plan wouldn't have worked if he'd sent it to Scotland Yard or the papers, because everybody knows their addresses. The mistake would have been corrected, and the letter would have been on time. That is why the murderer chose me as the recipient.
Because for his plan to succeed, it was necessary for at least one of the letters to have a wrong address and get lost. It was very cunning.
Absolument. It is a very subtle plan. It matches the profile we have drawn up of him perfectly. That of an intelligent, daring and calculating murderer.
But that's not how you describe Cust.
You are quite right, mademoiselle. Like you, I find it hard to believe that this dull character is the clever murderer we are looking for.
Do madmen... I mean, if he's mad, he might have two very different sides.
No doubt. But the murderer is not mad. All the specialists agree that he does not have the profile of the psychopath.
But if Cust is not guilty, how do you explain his presence at the scene of the crimes?
Mr. Clark, the answer to your question is in the medical records of your brother's patients. Documents which Cust most certainly did not have access to. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Was weiß man